For the first time in the world of DeOscarized.com, an actor is about to be DeOscarized to make way for a more deserving recipient, not for the role for which he was nominated, but for the role for which he should have been nominated and should have won. But first, the act of DeOscarizing must be explained. In the entire 86-year history of the Academy Awards, the members of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences have seen fit to give 3 or more acting awards to only 3 film actors in all of those years. They are Katharine Hepburn, with 4 Best Actress awards. Daniel Day-Lewis has exceeded every other actor by winning 3 Best Actor Academy Awards, and 3 awards for Best Actor in a Supporting Role went to Walter Brennan. Walter Brennan, you might ask, if you are not an actual bona fide aficionado of classic films.
Did you ever think when you start plowing your furrows crooked, it's mighty hard to get them straight again?
I never thought on it much.
And it's that away, I reckon. With other things besides plowing. Satan's got you by the shirt tail, Alvin.
There are many films I can think of whereby Walter Brennan would well deserve an award for Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role. Just off the top of my head, he should have won an award for his performance in Sergeant York, Pride of the Yankees, My Darling Clementine, Red River, Bad Day at Black Rock, Rio Bravo, and even How the West Was Won. He was good in that. And I believe he did not win awards for these great films because he had already won 2 awards for what can best be described as mediocre roles in mediocre movies. Do you remember these films? Of course you don't. Come and Get It has some historical value, for it featured the tragically misunderstood actress Frances Farmer. By the way, if you get the chance, see this film, Frances, starring Jessica Lange, with a compelling performance that tells a compelling story.
See, I learned your lesson very well. Do what you think is right. Everybody else be damned.
You had better wise up. This is going to be out of my hands.
It isn't in your hands, Mama.
And then there is Kentucky, not my favorite state, and certainly not a memorable movie, especially when one considers the great performances of the great roles in these great films of 1938. How is it Walter Brennan could have prevailed? There is an answer. In the 1930s, movie extras, of which there were a multitude in Hollywood, were considered acting members of the Academy, and thus had a vote for Best Actor, and subsequently Best Supporting Actor. Walter Brennan started his film career as an extra and became an extra who made good, engendering the sympathy and support of every movie extra in Hollywood who could vote, and did vote for Walter Brennan, no matter the role, no matter the movie, no matter the performance. Even Walter Brennan was embarrassed when he won in 1938, especially when he, like everyone else at the banquet that night, considered the great performances of the nominees for Best Supporting Actor that year, 1938.
To be seen, you ought to be in pictures.
John Garfield, his first film role, and he gets nominated, mainly because he is the darling of the Hollywood liberals, who were in the driver's seat at the time. That would all change a few years later, and right-wing nuts would get their revenge, especially on John Garfield. Gene Lockhart played Regis in Algiers. Character is much too smarmy to get an award. That happens. Besides, I liked him much better as the judge in Miracle on 34th Street. Robert Morley, who played King Louis XVI in Marie Antoinette. Now, here is a role, a film, and an actor who deserves a second look for an award, as he should have and would have then in 1938, had the extras not had a say in the matter. Now we come to Basil Rathbone, nominated Best Supporting Actor 1938 for his performance as King Louis XI in If I Were King, while for some reason his legendary and eternal performance as Sir Guy of Gisborne in The Adventures of Robin Hood is overlooked.
I suppose you realize the penalty for killing a king's deer is death.
Are there no exceptions?
Did I upset your plans? You've come to Nottingham once too often.
As was his performance in Anna Karenina.
I told you that before you went away. You undertook to bear that penalty. You will bear it, as I have had to bear mine. Do you hear? Do you hear?
As was his performance in David Copperfield. He should have won Best Supporting Actor 1938 for this performance in The Adventures of Robin Hood, and that is exactly what is about to happen. Come to DeOscarize.com and support or appeal my decision to DeOscarize Walter Brennan for an award even he was embarrassed about getting, and make Basil Rathbone the new Best Supporting Actor 1938 for his wonderful performance in The Adventures of Robin Hood. Giving credit where credit is due, preventing mediocrity from prevailing over greatness. If not in the real world, then in the world of DeOscarized.com. Come to DeOscarize.com. Let us seek cinema justice together. By the way, Walter Brennan won his third Academy Award in 1940 with the same criteria that has existed ever since and to this day. It was indeed a deserved award for his portrayal of Judge Roy Bean in The Westerner, starring Gary Cooper. It was the award and the performance for which he was most proud.
Hey, what are you wetting that front sight for? I always wet my sights when I'm fixing to do some shooting. Okay, do some shooting.